Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So one day a week, if you guys watch my curriculum video, Owen goes to a little class for 2 hours with one of the moms in our co-op with, it's like 6 little boys. It's really cute. Their ages 3 and 4. And then the girls are at their little enrichment class for 4 hours. So it's 30 minutes away. So I have about an hour at home by myself, and then I go pick up Owen, and then we figure out something to do for an hour and a half, and then we go pick up the girls. I wanted to sit down though and talk with you guys while I am here solo, because Andrew and I were talking last night and I just felt like we could just do a little chit-chatting about life. Lately, I've just been noticing that like all these messages are kind of the same idea of motherhood and how our culture kind of makes motherhood seem trivial, and there's just so much more importance and value to homemaking and being at home with your kids than what the outside world is telling us. We have construction that it's still going. Our deck is still not done, guys. It's been a really, really long time. Here is the situation right now. So I'm hoping we have flooring soon. I don't know, I just want to talk about our new life at home, you know, like homeschooling and the dynamic with that, and how my job has changed and work has changed for me, how culture's view of motherhood is much different than God's view of motherhood. One of my friends from our church started a little Bible study with a few moms, and so this is what we're going through right now. It's the Gospel-Centered Motherhood by the Daily Grace Co. Kind of wanted to talk through a few things in there too, because they all just really go together. Andrew and I were talking, we were sitting on the couch and just talking about the future and where we're at right now. So we were talking about his work and everything and what's going on there. And then he was like, what about you? Like with your job, you know, you seem very content. And I was like, I do. And I almost feel bad, but I just feel very like content with where I'm at. And the reason I say I feel bad is because I've definitely cut back on working. As you guys can see, I post way less here on my channel. But I told Andrew if we were ever to homeschool that I'm not going to be posting as frequently as I used to in the past, because I just won't have the time, and I want to be more present with the kids, and I don't want to be like my mind in multiple places all the time. And I was talking to him about how different this year just feels than last year. So last year, or it was more like middle of 2020 to middle of 2021. I felt very overwhelmed at that time in life. Owen was really little still, and I felt like I was kind of drowning in just motherhood and work, and I couldn't really do well at either. And so we hired a nanny, and we had her for a year. And at that time, the girls were going to preschool in school. And I was posting like 3 videos a week. I was working a ton, and I made great money. Like it was a really very successful year in terms of work for me. But as far as being a mom and like mentally, not very successful, I would say. And so when she told us that she had another job offer, I was devastated to lose her. And I think it was because I didn't really know where to go from there. She had helped me at a time where I really needed help, and she kind of eased my mind with a lot of things. And shortly after that, we decided to start homeschooling. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, well, I'm not going to hire another nanny if I'm homeschooling, because I'm going to be their teacher. I'm going to be at home. Like, obviously, that just doesn't make sense. And so I was telling Andrew, well, I'm going to have to cut back then with YouTube. And I just have to say that this year has just felt very like peaceful to me. And I can't believe I just said that, because my word that I made for my bracelet on New Year's, like I did a bracelet with a word that I wanted to be kind of my mantra for the year. And I wrote peace. And I'm so happy that I just said that, because it really has felt like a more peaceful year. Yes, it's been with 3 children, okay, it's obviously not peaceful every single day. There's a lot of crying, a lot of screaming, a lot of fighting all the time, okay? People always ask me, do your kids fight? Yes, they fight all the time. But like the overall feel and where we're at, like very content, very peaceful. And I just feel that little bit of guilt though for not bringing in as much money. And, you know, because for so long I've been working, like, it's weird saying full-time, because to me, full-time, when I think of full-time job, I think of like you go to work this many hours, you come home. But my job doesn't really end either. So it is technically a full-time job. Like I'm making what you would working full-time. But it's my hours. Like I kind of create the time I put in. So it's been interesting now shifting and, you know, not putting out as much content and finding a balance too of like having some limits as for social media. But also it's hard because with social media, like if you don't post for so long, then according to the algorithm, you're like done and you will get no views. So that's why social media is hard. And I was telling Andrew, you know, it is not like a normal job. You don't just come home and you can't just turn it off. It is constant. So I'm really trying to find like a good balance between posting content that I really think that you guys will just benefit from and gain something useful and positive from, rather than me feeling like I just have to push out content, which is how I felt in the past. Like I just felt like I just have to put out this many videos a month, you know, whereas now I'm like, I would rather be more selective with what I'm posting and have it be a little bit more just intentional with what I'm posting, because I don't know how I could just like stop working at this point. Like YouTube and Instagram are such like an integral part of my life, and I feel like I know so many of you guys, and it would just be very odd to just stop. So it's not like I'm gonna just like decide to just, okay, I'm done with YouTube, but it is different now because I do have to figure out how it's gonna look for our family. Something else Andrew and I were talking about was just like motherhood in general, and this was very apparent in our chapter that we were reading last night at our Bible study. I was saying homemaking is made to be trivial based on cultural's view of it. And that is hard because I know for myself personally, like I feel like being a mom is such a responsibility and a duty and a calling, and so much more than just a trivial, mundane thing that you're doing. And, you know, being a mom, there's no, you know, huge accolades for it. You're not getting fancy trophies and promotions to talk to your friends about. And the things that you are doing just seem trivial, you know, to like be talking about, oh, well, I was just home all day and I was doing laundry and I was doing this. So I think it is so important for us as moms to understand the value of what we're doing as moms beyond just the mundane things, because throughout all these mundane tasks, your kids are watching you in everything that you do. And Andrew's mom just sent us something which was so great. And it was like this poem story thing on the child. It was the child's perspective talking about their mom and how through everything that she was doing through their life, like the child was always watching. The child always was noticing how the mom would respond to situations, and like all these situations where, you know, us as moms don't really think our kids are paying attention. They are paying attention and they are seeing us through all those moments. And in our Bible study, we were talking about how it asked, do you see your kids as neighbors? Do you treat them like neighbors, or what do you treat them like? And all of us were like, no, we don't treat our kids like neighbors. You walk outside and you see your neighbor and you're like, hey, how are you doing? And then you go inside and you're like, what are you doing? Get off of whatever, you know? We treat our kids with more of a comfort level. And yeah, it is just like that comfort level of being at home in your own space. Whereas with your neighbors, you have a different face, you know, your best self is put forward. And so not that there is not a place and time for discipline and all of that with your kids, obviously. But we were talking about how we don't want our kids to think of us as being irritated and like just annoyed all the time. And I feel bad sometimes because, you know, Owen, 3 is such a hard age. I've always said terrible twos were never a thing for us. 3 is hard. 3 is another level. And so what happens is I'm frustrated from him, like the constant correction all day long. And I can find myself taking it out on the girls and being like, hey, you got to do this, come on. And I'm like, hey, they didn't do anything wrong. Like this was just my frustrations and impatience with Owen, and I took it out on the girls, and I didn't need to do that. So I have to really like check myself and apologize to them and be like, I'm so sorry if mom yelled at you. That was nothing that you did. Like you are not responsible for this or whatever it is, you know, just so they know. And also I think it's good for our kids to see us apologize and see us not being perfect all the time. You know, like we all make mistakes and that's okay, but we can grow from them and learn from them. And I also think too, when they're older, I don't want them thinking, because, okay, sometimes, you know, if something happens that makes you not upset, but it's like the irritation, I think, is what gets to me sometimes. And I'm like, the constant talking or whatever, it doesn't even have to be anything bad, but when you're home all day with your kids, it can just, sometimes you need a minute to yourself. And so what I'm gonna try to do, say I do need a minute, like go out of sight of the kids and just take my minute, but don't let them see me being frustrated and have that annoyed face, because I don't want them to feel like they are ever a burden or feel like they did something wrong. I just want them to know that like it's okay to take your minute, but you don't have to like let that frustration stay with you all day long. I wrote in my devotional thing, I want to work on making sure my day-to-day actions at home reflect Jesus. Just reading the Bible in the morning isn't enough. I need to always be an example on how to show love in everyday life. So I think sometimes I think to myself, okay, if I just read my devotional, check. But that's not what God wants. God wants us to show love and compassion to everyone all the time. And so I think that, like for me, you know, what I'm currently working on is just showing our kids love throughout everything, like especially the hard times. And yes, you can reach this comfort level with your kids and maybe you feel like you are correcting, disciplining, and like all the time. But I think sometimes that's just like our instinct to just go there first because we think it's quicker, like just get in the car or whatever. But sometimes we don't have to do that. We can, like, we are in control of what we say and how we say it. Also, I think too, like our kids emulate how we are. So I was just thinking like maybe I am just showing my frustration levels too much to the kids. I need to work on really being calm and act more in a loving tone throughout the day, throughout these mundane moments, because they're going to see that and then they're going to treat their friends the way that they're treated by their mom. You know, like the way I treat the kids is how they then learn, okay, this is how we treat others. I also wrote down in here, God places much value to mothers, whereas our culture does not. So, you know, our role as a mom is so important, and God sees that as such an important job. We are shaping and molding these children, and just because you are doing trivial things during the day, like those are all actually really important. It's showing your kids consistency, it's showing your kids hard work, it's showing them how to take care of a house. It's showing them how to be patient, showing them the level of care too that you show to your home and cooking and everything. I think it all is so valuable. And even if maybe the outside world isn't telling you that, like just know that that is so important. I also wrote down a little quote was, moms can pass along grace to new generations. So how we treat our kids and our family and the culture we create in our home has a lasting effect for generations to come. And so if you think of it that way, like I think it makes it feel a little bit more purposeful and meaningful in these day-to-day things that you're doing, because it has such a lasting effect. And I wrote down, the way we live says a lot more than what we say. And that was also in the sermon that I was listening to, and it was saying how, you know, the way what we can say so many things, and we can read so many devotionals, and we can, you know, check all these boxes that we think we're, you know, doing the right thing. But at the end of the day, God wants us to show love, and how we live our lives is what actually matters rather than what we just say. So I think, and it's, you know, so much easier said than done. So just living a life in these small moments, like that is what matters to him. And also that is what matters to our kids. That is what they're gonna see. Okay, so those are my thoughts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat. I have to go pick up Owen right now. And then we have like an hour and a half break until we pick up the girl. So I have no idea what we're gonna do. All right, we are at Target. Owen got some milk. How was your morning? How was your morning? Let me see your boo-boo. This is from his stroller, his scooter. He fell right on it. Ouch. What'd you do? Huh?
What are you saying that to?
To my friends. Yeah.
What's your friend's name? So it smells like milk.
Milk?
Yeah. But it smells like you.
Smells like me?
Yeah.
I smell like peach?
No, it smells like you.
Huh.
It smells like you.
All right, we're back home. Girl, is he tired? No. Owen is, huh? Mm-hmm. Owen fell asleep in the car, and he's up in his room sleeping. I wanted to show you guys a couple of our little drop tincture things that I give the kids. These are all Mary Ruth's. They're all organic, which I love. And this one's vitamin C, this one is iron and zinc. And I just do whatever it says on the back for how many drops you do. But I love this because I can give this to the kids, like to all of them. I wanted to share this one too because those are all great for the kids, but this I love for myself. This is the systemic enzymes. I believe I've talked about these before. I love their enzymes. They have the gluten ones too. Here are the gluten ones. So I don't take these every day. I only take them if maybe I ate something that I didn't realize had gluten in it, or if I'm like really wanting to try something and I don't want to get a stomach ache after. This really helps with digesting the gluten, helps with carbs and sugar. So love having this on hand, especially if I'm traveling. But this one, if I wake up and I just feel kind of tired and groggy, I'll take this. If also when I'm like sore after working out, I love taking this too. I do Orange Theory now, and it's so hard. It is like much more of an intense workout than Pilates was. So after I work out, I just feel like super, super tired the rest of the day, and also very hungry, and I need to be eating a lot of protein. So this is like a go-to of mine all the time. I've purchased many of these bottles. Girls are having these little muffins that we made yesterday. They're really good. We use zucchini and chocolate chips. I'll put a link down below if you guys want to check them out. They're gluten-free. Usually gluten-free stuff tends to stick to these, so I spray them. If not, I use the silicone muffin tins. They don't stick at all. But these are really good. Okay, for lunch I'm having, the bottom part is leftovers from last night's dinner. We made sausage, potatoes with veggies. So that's underneath. I put 3 over easy eggs. I didn't get them perfectly over easy. I have those, and then half of an avocado. So that's gonna be my lunch. I'm trying to be better about filling my body up, like nourishing my body rather than just snacking quickly throughout the day. Owen is still sleeping. He was exhausted. So we are all resting and we're watching Kids Baking Championship. Somebody's awake. How's your sweaty head? Owen is dripping in sweat. And look at your boo-boo. Oh man. Yeah? Boo. What did you make Mom today?
Bob Bill.
A what?
I made you a guy.
I put it up in the fridge.
Where is it?
You want to go see?
Yeah.
Owen made me something on the fridge.
Did he make it at home?
No, at his little class. Here's what Owen made me. What'd you call this guy, Owen?
Bob Bill.
What?
The Bill.
Yeah, he said like body bill or something.
No, and then bit. Oh, and bit the bill.
Bit the bill?
Oh, and then a scribble? No, his name bit the bill. Where are the eyes? Where are the eyes? And Bitsy. But where the eyes are? Where are the eyes? You don't have eyes. Oh, that's just an alien.
You want to help me clean the kitchen, Owen?
Someone give me a cup.
Oh, these are the legs?
Yeah,
Oh.
the leg.
Okay, all right. Let me show you guys the couch. It is from Jerome's. Owen. And there's Owen. Do you like the couch? Do you like our new couch? Why not? No good for you? Oh, okay. So if you guys remember, we had one couch on this side, one couch. Oh, we actually moved it to this side for a while to kind of mimic a sectional. And we really loved it. So finally went out and searched for one. Actually, when I say searched, it did not take us very long. We just went to Jerome's first. We were originally going to get one from Crate and Barrel, and it was going to ship in January. So that was a little too long. So we got this one at Jerome's, and it was a little bit less than the one would have been that we were originally planning on getting. I wasn't even thinking about getting one with a chase, but we love this little corner. I love reading here. Also, this is the book I'm reading right now, Before We Were Yours. I've heard really good things about it. It always takes me a long time. I'm just like on page 50. It takes me a long time to get into book. So I'm probably not going to end up keeping that. I just want to get some type of kind of like antique-y looking side table there eventually. Our ottoman looks really great here now that it's upholstered, and we moved it horizontally, and I think it just fits the couch really well. The other thing that we love is we can put our feet up now on the ottoman, because before it was too far away. So it's just so cozy here. And the corner is cool too. It's not just a normal corner, it's like the wedge type. So it just is very comfy. We love just cozying up and watching movies in here. And we moved the chairs kind of in the corner so that they're facing inward more for like a little conversational set. But yeah, I think it looks really cute. And then this rug I'll link for you guys. This is from, it's the Amber Lewis collaboration with Rugs Direct. I think it's Rugs Direct, but it was so affordable for this gigantic rug. Like this is a 9x11, I believe, which are usually very expensive. And I got like the best deal on this.
Hello.
Okay, I am putting away dishes here and just cleaning up the kitchen. A lot of the times if I am wanting to listen to a podcast, I'll just stick in my Bluetooth headphones. That way I can move around the house doing stuff, but I can listen to whatever while I do it. It's very convenient. It kind of makes things go quicker that way. I also, and what I'm listening to here, if you're wondering, is Back to the Beach. It is with Kristen Cavallari and Stephen Coletti. And if you guys watched Laguna Beach growing up, you gotta listen to this. I think I was a freshman or sophomore when it came out. I owned the DVDs. I was a hardcore fan. So this podcast is making all my dreams come true, listening to that. So that is what's in my ears right here. Something else, when I am putting away the dishes, I have the kids help out with this. I moved all of where the kids' stuff is. It was in the upper cabinets and moved it down to the lower cabinet so that they can reach it. And that way they can put all their cups away, all their dishes, and they can also help with the silverware. So it makes it go quicker. They are helping out, and they also feel like big girls helping me out. Very cute.
Mom, do these books go up in that little white thing?
Yeah. Are you cleaning in here?
Yeah.
Thank you. So outside, here's what they did. It was something to help with moisture from the balcony. So hopefully that'll be finished tomorrow. Finish like the trim pieces around the deck, which looks really nice. It is windy and muggy today. Okay, I am cooking dinner here. So I am making my own little chicken Alfredo kind of recipe. I like to do this if we kind of have some stuff on hand. I had leftover linguine noodles, some Parmesan cheese, some leftover rotisserie chicken, and I just put a stick of butter in the pan. This is kind of like my sauce. I'm shredding up the chicken in there, and then I add the cheese. And I forgot, usually I do a little bit of cream cheese, and it makes the sauce so good. It kind of thickens it up a little bit. This sauce wasn't very thick. It was more just like it had good flavor. And then I also am gonna add some broccoli and zucchini to this as well.
Morning like, oh, I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for the kryptonite. So come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. Through the night we're dancing, we stay up until the morning light, oh. Come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. We stay up until the morning light, oh.
Alrighty guys, I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'm just gonna finish up this pasta dish, kind of put everything together, feed the kids, tidy up the house. Andrew is at his parents' house right now. He's picking up tires for his dad. So we got a golf cart. It's like an old golf cart. Andrew's been fixing up, so we drive that around the neighborhood now and it's super fun. But his dad is super into cars, and so he has like tires that he's not using and whatnot in his garage. So Andrew is helping him sell those. So not very exciting, but that's where Andrew is right now. And he also went and took his car down to get new leather seats. So I don't think I've mentioned on my channel, but Andrew actually sold his Tesla, which it's crazy, I know. He was so in love with the car. He had waited so long to get it, but the place where we're at in life right now, it's not a very family-friendly car, and he always wanted it to be like pristine and so clean, and it just wasn't that, like, just not very family-friendly. Also, his car payment was super high, and when he sold it, he made money on it. So he made more than what he originally bought it for, and he's like, I feel like it'd be dumb for me not to sell it right now because they're going for so much right now, so why not like make some money, and then he could, you know, get another Tesla down the road. So he got a truck. He got a Ford F-150. He was kind of going back and forth what to get. We were also wanting to get a Bronco, but truck's a little bit bigger, has a little bit more utility and it's less expensive. So he got that, but it was cloth seats, and with his deal that they worked out, they included leather seats. So that's where he went today to take his truck down. But yeah, so now we got 2 Ford cars back in the family. We've had like every Ford car. We had the Fusion, then the Explorer, then the Expedition, now a truck. So, and we have a Mustang, which we keep at Andrew's parents' house. So I think I'm burning my broccoli right now. But anyways, there's the story of the Tesla. Okay, we're gonna have some crispy broccoli, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys all very soon. Bye.